Anniversary.
Oh, thanks, guys. And then we're going to talk about a new org that's come on campus pretty deep.
Right.
We got number two. Ray J and Joan Rivers did a spoof of Ray J and Kim's sex tape.
That nigga, she like 65 in the bed with Ray J.
I don't even want to think about
That's
that.
so funny.
It's nasty.
Shaq under investigation for assault that happened in May 2013. Drea got hand. She black on Sunday's eye.
Oh, yes, that was real.
Yeah. Up
So
in the South. Yeah, y'all know where she from, right?
No.
Coincidentally.
Not
Where's she
Philly.
Y'all know she from Philly.
Oh.
Okay, so Philly got hands?
Next topic.
Right.
Judge
Joe
Joe Brown
Brown.
released from jail.
Then
You
we
know,
got,
campus events.
And last but not least, we have the beautiful Briana McPherson in the building.
She is in the
Yes,
building.
running for Miss Lincoln.
Hold on, I want y'all to hear something. Y'all forgot one more thing. Jay-Z dress Drake. I can't even talk. Jay-Z diss Drake
Oh, I missed that.
on the new verse of We Made It Freestyle. Like, that was a crazy bar. But we got a lot to talk about right after this break. Lincoln Drive.
Stay tuned.
Hey, y'all. We're back. We're back to the first thing on the list. Like I said, it was my 1 year anniversary yesterday, so we just really fellowshipped. Pro fights came, well, the ones that are on campus, we celebrated with them as well. A few came up from back home, and it was just a good time hanging out together. My line sisters that graduated came back up. It was the first time we were all together in a while. The weekend was my line sister's birthday. We celebrated that. It's just been a constant party, and I'm tired now.
Back to the school we go. Like,
Yes.
That's popular. I seen y'all flooding Instagram all crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, shout out to y'all ladies. We also have another group of ladies of organization, 29 of them. Shout out to those ladies. Y'all know who they are.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, definitely.
We want to bring in Ray J. For the listeners, y'all heard his song that was recently played during break. He did a spoof of his sex tape with Kim Kardashian, but instead it was Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers, she's this short lady. She's about 70 in appearance and like 40 in the face.
Why would she agree? No.
She's not 40 in the face. Now we're getting.
I'm trying.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's. I was
Yes.
just trying to help her out since she is paying a lot of money for plastic surgery. So that's the only reason I said that.
We gotta keep it real.
But I hear Khloe Kardashian decided not to appear on her show because of that. That's why we brought this up because of the fact Ray J did a whole spoof of Kim, and she took offense to that. Like, well, you're not gonna make fun of my sister,
Right.
And I'm not going on the show. Like, what you
But
think
it's
this is?
funny. Like, it's
It's
just
funny.
funny. Like,
Kim
how
don't
many
care
years
no
ago
more.
did it happen? Like, she's married now. She has a kid. The spoof is funny. I mean, an old lady to play you in a sex tape, that's a little funny.
It's funny for Kim, but like I don't know, Khloe, that's her sister, and I told you last week she's gonna be out there like trying to attention seeker. Like she's gonna be out there trying to grab attention. She's turning down shows just like last week. Remember when somebody asked about North, I believe she cut the interview or whatever.
Well, what happened with that is she didn't really cut the interview. Like, supposedly, like, because they did a online interview,
Right.
so she lost connection during the whole thing. So it made it seem like, oh, you brought North up, and all of a sudden the connection failed, or you just ended the interview because we asked about her. But it was really just, I just lost service from her end.
Well, I just want to say that video was funny. Like, you see the whole video, it was funny. Like, for her to be in bed, and the funniest part was her moaning. It was like,
Oh. I don't want to watch it.
We don't
I
need
don't wanna
any
watch
images, no images whatsoever.
I'm like, yo, you my grandma age, man. Get out of here.
Okay.
That's disgusting. That's real disgusting. But I want to say Shaq under investigation. Y'all notice that? He's analyst for NBA TV, and he had assault. He's being charged with assault. Well, it's under investigation for assault charge that had been May 2013 when he ran up and like hit him in the back with a punch.
Oh, right. I remember that.
And knocked him down and injured his neck and his back. So, the guy, Shaq says it was horseplay. His lawyer said it was horseplay. Shaq is 7'2". It's no
wants
horseplay.
Shaq? Nobody.
Like, his kids probably don't want to horseplay with him. Like, let's be real.
Well,
like,
let's talk about Shawnee, his ex. She was little.
Listen.
Oh yeah, she's very
That's
small.
so weird that they were together.
Very small.
Yeah, she's little.
I don't understand
That's
that.
crazy.
That's like, would you let him like horseplay? Like he's 7'2". He's like,
No, first of all, I'm
he's
fragile.
almost as big as at the top of that, like the bottom of that rock.
He don't know his own strength, I'm sure. I guess if that was really just play.
He knows.
Yeah,
He knows
probably.
his own
I don't
strength.
know.
And his nickname is Diesel. Like he knows his own strength. Like that's Shaq. But
That's crazy.
y'all listen to music lately?
Of
You
course.
just brought it to my attention.
Well, besides this Miguel instrumental playing in the background, I'm talking about Jay-Z dissing Drake. I don't know if y'all heard it, but
I didn't hear it.
But I might be wrong, but didn't Drake diss him first? Like a couple years back? I don't know. I don't know why I thought that.
I like them both. What's the beef? What you saying?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
hold on, that was funny. But yeah, Drake never dissed Jay-Z because if you remember, they did songs together. You know, when Drake had his first album,
Light Up.
did a song Light Up. He recently had another hit this past summer with Pound Cake.
Right.
Right.
With Jay-Z. He said that's like his mentor. He even said it being signed with Baby and Lil Wayne. He said Jay-Z is like his biggest mentor. So he wouldn't diss him. But the thing is, he had an interview with Rolling Stone saying, you know, without an art verse, it's like you can't hear anything. Jay-Z can't make a verse without an art reference. Meaning like he can't make verses like that. Yeah. Like if you notice, Jay-Z adding art in his verses now.
So what's wrong
And
with
that's
that?
not a problem, right?
It's nothing wrong with it, but Drake just said it seems like he can't make a verse anymore without art. So
Drake can't not sing. I mean, that's
but check this out. So Hov said he came on the track, said, "Sorry, Miss Drizzy, so much art talk." He said, "Silly me rapping about the stuff that I really bought. Why these rappers rap about guns and they ain't shot? Ain't a bunch of other." He said, "What he say?" And a bunch of other silly stuff that they ain't got. Like he was just coming at all the rappers that's be lying on the track and saying like he called him Miss Drizzy because that's his own song. He did some saying Miss Drizzy, saying I'm sorry about because I'm rapping about the things I got, like and you rapping about stuff, all the guns that you ain't never shot, like you know. I don't know. I feel like Hov, he the older he get, like the more his rhymes be like, wow, like Hov killed that. He like 40 something, ain't he?
Yeah. Maybe they have that type of relationship where they can go on each other. Like, don't come for the hand that feeds you. I'm gonna set you straight, but you still my guy. Like, maybe they have that type of relationship.
I'm looking at it in the sense of he's like protecting his throne.
Yeah.
Like you know that you got the Kendricks, you got the Drakes, you got the. I'm not throwing Meek up there because Meek. Everybody think Meek a god. Not throwing Meek in that category. I don't know. You got Kanye. You got all these type of people that's like claiming to be the best rapper. And you know, Jay-Z like, all right, the numbers talk for itself.
Right.
I'm just gonna sit back, but at the end of the day, I don't want y'all to forget. Let me come back on the mic and deliver. You know. But that was about
I was just about to say, like, he doesn't have to protect his throne. It's already protected.
Right.
Like, his music speaks for him already. But I guess, like you said, he just wanted to come and say something real quick.
Cause you got your wife killing the game.
Right.
You got your wife killing the game. So hold on, let me.
Couple.
You know, don't forget, I did just drop an album in 2 weeks. Didn't let nobody know. I released the album July 4th. Nobody expected that. Like, okay, don't forget, I did sell 1 million records before it came out. Like, let's not forget, like, you know, this Jay-Z, like, he make moves in discreet ways. Like, it's kind of crazy. But after this break, we're going to talk about Dre fighting Sunday? Sunday? I don't watch the show to pronounce the name. I'm sorry. Sunday and Judge O. Brown being released from jail. After the break, link and drop.
All right. Oh.
We are on.
So about our guests.
Oh yes, we have a contestant for Miss Lincoln University in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, she is, and she goes by the name of Miss Briana McPherson. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me on your show.
How are you doing today?
I'm well, how are you guys?
I'm great.
Pretty good.
I am currently a mass communications major with a specialization in print journalism, as well as a minor in the language of love, Spanish. That was a little broad, a little sneak peek to my intro.
Yes.
So
what made you run?
Oh, my favorite question. Well, my motivation for running for Miss Lincoln started my first day seeing knowledge. That was my first Miss Lincoln that I ever saw, and I just knew that I wanted to run for Miss Lincoln. And I wasn't always confident, and I wasn't always sure that that's something that I wanted to do. It was kind of a dream that was in the back of my mind, and I just doubted myself a lot. I was like, no, you probably can't do that, or that doesn't.
That has been brought to the table for the for the Lincoln University. What is that?
You're asking me what is it that I bring to the table?
Yeah, that's different. That's different from the other the previous Miss Lincolns.
Well, I think for the previous Miss Lincolns, I think that they left a great legacy for the shoulders for me to stand on. But one thing that I would think that I would bring to the table is, and I'm not sure, all of their life stories or where, they've come from, but I know that myself personally, I struggled a lot through like self-worth and confidence and self-doubt and things like that. Like I didn't step on this campus knowing like this is who I am, this is what I want to do. It was really a journey and a process that happened here at Lincoln University's campus. So being that, the woman that I am is heavily attributed to this fine institution. I'm just really looking forward to being that testimony, that relatable, like, hey, I didn't walk here to represent this female population because it is because of this university that I am me.
Wonderful. Great humility. I love it.
Dang, she is
Great
killing
answer.
them.
Let's talk
That's
about
2 in a row. Like, killing them.
Talk about the campaign you got going. We've seen your posters everywhere. Tell me how you came up with it.
Okay, so it all started on social media. When I decided I wanted to run for Miss Lincoln, I started looking at all university campaigns and all Miss or Misses of every university, the current ones, the ones that are running, and looking at exactly what they were doing. Being that social media is very heavy in our generation, I knew that I was going to have to, hit social media. That was the main thing. Of course, the campus as well, but social media was the main thing. So the picture of my original poster, one of the girls who ran for Miss FAMU, her graphic designer made some beautiful posters for her. So I saw them and I just got in contact with her like, please, I need you to make me some flyers. Like I knew that I just needed, even if it was just one flyer, like a one really nice made flyer, just, really professional. So I got her to make me a flyer. Then, it was actually my dad. He was like, well, what's your hashtag gonna be? I'm like, Dad, what do you know about hashtag? But then I decided, I was like, what can I, what's something that I can make that's very catchy? And being that, it's funny because the whole process of leading up to running for Miss Lincoln, Ziggy was like, you can't announce it, you can't tell anyone, you can't do this and that. So I was like, this feels like Beyonce's album release, like, it's real secretive and nobody knows it's happening. So that's when I was like, looking at a lot of Beyonce stuff, and I was like, oh, how Beyonce dropped her album and nobody knew about it. So, with Beehive, I was like, I'm gonna do Beehive, and I know that, that's something that, for me to promote, support me, to see my supporters with my Beehive buttons on, to know that I have that support out there to remind myself to, keep going. So it was, a mixture of all of that, and I knew that I wanted to flood the campus. I knew that I wanted you guys to see my pictures everywhere, my posters everywhere. If I didn't reach you on social media, I was going to reach you in the CAF. I was going to reach you in whatever dorm you live in. Right. So I just had got, I think I had 1,000 flyers printed, the different flyers that I have. And I was just like, well, I mean, footwork as well as social media. So that's kind of what led me to tagging the campus.
She making moves.
Right, you did a great job at that because I've definitely seen it.
She's making moves, she's making moves. I like the answers too. It seemed like everything is from the heart, boom. I like her confidence. I like her confidence too. A lot of people, a lot of people who run for things, they're like, oh, I'm not sure about it, or just that and the third. It seemed like you got that drive for it, and I like, your dedication, and from what you're telling me about the flyers and how hard, what this means to you from day one, on this campus. I hope to see you succeed. I'm not gonna say hope to see you win because I want to see everybody else.
I understand.
I understand it's a competition, but I will be there to see y'all speak in RTC too, because just like I did this morning to hear all y'all speak, it was good. Melissa, you was in there.
Yeah, I was definitely there.
Thank you guys for the support.
Can we touch more on that, about your platform?
Absolutely.
You can just say that for those that weren't able to attend, so that way they have a clear understanding of what you're trying to bring to the Lincoln University.
Right.
Yeah, I know it was early. A lot of people weren't able to attend, but basically my platform comprised of 4 main initiatives. My first one is mentorship, my second one is unity, third one is self-love, and the last one is scholarship. So with the mentorship, I just believe that mentorship is essential to the soul. We have to always pay it forward. What good is our generation if we're not helping the next generation? Because it's always about who's coming next. So what I want to start, the initiative that I want to start is the Lioness Mentorship Program. And basically that's a mentorship program amongst the Lincoln University women, where we will be volunteering in the high schools in our neighboring communities. And this is not not only to promote mentorship, but it's also to promote what is the word? Sorry. To assist with recruitment, because a lot of people don't know, but in the handbook, Miss Lincoln's number one, basically, what's
task.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, thank you. Her number one task is actually to assist with the recruitment. So a lot of people, think, oh, it's to be the face, it's to be this and that. It's actually to help with recruitment. So in assisting with that, to start this mentorship program where we are a constant presence in the high schools, where if we they're hearing about Lincoln University from freshman and sophomore year, maybe by junior and senior year, it's like, oh, I want to go to Lincoln, and just helping to better that relationship that we have with the community, because we don't have the best relationship with Oxford and Coatesville and things like that. So if we are that presence in the school, that outreach, it'll help with recruitment, and also the community outreach and building that bond that we have there. And next, unity. I believe that one thing that I want to do differently than a lot of courts in the past is to really unify the court. And I think we have an amazing court this year with Kier Jackson and Tiana Wilson. Like, I think whoever Miss Lincoln is, I hope it's me, but whoever it is, I know that Miss Lincoln is going to slay. And so basically with that, I want to really unify the court. I want, you can know our titles, but I don't want you to be like, oh, that's the one that works and that's the one that doesn't work. I want you to see, okay, we're all doing events. We all are the court. We all were qualified to be Miss Lincoln. We all put in this work. So don't just think, oh, because whoever Miss Lincoln is, she has the title. Miss Orange and Blue, Miss Legacy also have platforms and initiatives that I want to see, come to the table. So, and also with that, doing the Real World of Royalty, I think personally, I think one of the greatest characteristics of a leader is transparency, and I think a lot of times our leaders aren't transparent on this campus. So what I would want to do with this forum is basically like a get to know your royal court forum, where we sit down and it's like, hey, who are you? Where are you from? What's your most embarrassing moment? What's your favorite color? What's your this? What's your that? Just to be more personal with the university, because they see us as the this and the that and the Mr. and Mrs. But we're also people too. We're students. We've messed up. We've had struggles. We have funny stories. We have had sad times at Lincoln University. So just being transparent in that forum, I think would be great. And I wish that I had the opportunity when I was going through like, what do I want to do? What should my platform be? It was like, well, what would I want to have seen from the last court? And I would have loved to get to know, like, Monique, what's your most embarrassing moment? Dustin, what made you come to Lincoln? Things like that, to really get to know them more personally.
Right.
And then next is the Queen's Council, being that I would be the face of the female population. I would like to start the Queen's Council, so you guys know, like the presidents of every organization, they meet monthly, the senators of every organization. The queens don't really have other than coronation, they don't really have anything to do. So basically starting the Queen's Council, where the queens would meet monthly, and it's not just exclusive to the queens, but just making it so they have something, something to do with responsibilities aside from coronation. But where they would meet monthly, and we would just be able to talk about things affecting our race, our gender, whatever they may be, our campus community, whether we do something that's talk about natural hair, or maybe like date rape or anything like that. Just being in conversation. I think that a lot of times as women, especially women of color, we don't talk enough. We keep everything to ourselves, and I think that
that's true.
I just believe that in unity through communication, basically. So having that monthly forum with the Queen's Council, where we're just meeting and talking, and it's simple, just being in communication.
That'd be great.
I know. And also, to unify, because we have so many campus queens and so many new organizations. It's like, hey, if I see you on a regular basis and we're talking every month, maybe I'll be more prone to speak to you in public, or maybe I'll find out something about you and want to befriend you. We are so used to staying in our niches, and come in, and I'm gonna stay with the New York crew. Well, I'm from Boston. I didn't have a crew, so so it was being able to break down those barriers of don't get to know me because of where I'm from or because of what I have, but what my mental asset. Right.
That's gonna raise up future Miss Lincolns as well too.
Right, and that's something that we need.
Yeah.
Because of, like you said, a lot of people are scared to run.
Right.
So this would probably open up people's eyes to running, and especially when the Royal Court has a chance to open up about themselves, would probably make people more comfortable.
Right.
Because we only have one Mr. Lincoln running.
Started on that.
Yeah, don't get me started either.
So maybe this will change.
Hopefully. I'm definitely disappointed in the male leadership currently, because they're there, but maybe they just don't believe in themselves. Maybe they just don't have that push of someone saying, hey, you can do it. Because I know that we have capable and qualified men on this campus to do it, but I just don't know why they're not doing it. But I'm tasked with representing the woman, and I will be sure that I leave the legacy of the woman, rising up and wanting to fill this position. But I think that's always going to be there. The woman, for whatever reason, we always rise to the occasion.
At this school, well, most schools, 13-1 here.
Right.
Hey, any guy would love that. Like,
Oh,
for real,
God.
for real. But that's good, for real. Like, she said the woman taking over. Like, I like that she, like, taking the initiative, for real. Like, it is, I can't speak on the males because I'm about to graduate. But, like, a lot of guys, they're not tied in with campus. Like, it's not enough, like she says, not enough unity. Like, a lot of people don't get involved,
Right.
So the campus, like, worry about the wrong things, whether, versus uplifting students and make them want to do things. And shout out to that one guy, Brian, I believe his name.
Brian Fenderson.
Yeah, like, shout out to that one guy that actually stepped up to the plate to say, you know what, I'm going to run. Like, even if he didn't know anyone else was running, no one else was running, he said, I'm sticking to it by myself. It's easier for me to win the competition. Thank you.
That's true.
Y'all
Right.
giving me this, I feel like even if he did want to, like, have some type of competition, he like, you know what, forget it, I got it. Like, like, so shout out to that person.
But what do you think that we can? Sorry.
That's okay.
What do you think that we can do to reach the males like that are coming in and that are focused on saying with I'm with the New York crew or I'm with the Philly crew and I don't want to branch out of that. Like, how do we change that mentality?
I don't know. Like, I see the president is trying to have convocations weekly, I believe. They try to get students involved, but I don't know, like, more events, like, I guess, like, more events and make it feel like we in a college atmosphere,
Okay.
like, versus an institution, like,
yeah.
a lot of
I
people
hear you.
feel like, and I'm speaking from the males, like, the majority of the males I be around, surround myself with, people want to have fun, people don't want to just be like, okay, I am in college to get my degree, but everybody don't want to just focus on books all the time. Like, you want to remember these college experiences 10, 20 years from now.
Right.
I don't be like, oh man, I had to worry about this, I had to worry about that. So guys feel like, you know what, forget this. That's some guys. And then you got the guys that really like want to be true Lincoln men, walk this campus proud, and shout out to those guys. But, for now, we only see one that's really trying to take the initiative to be the face of the campus. And shout out to the current Mr. Lincoln, my man Dustin. Shout out to them. But Lincoln, if y'all see her hashtag on campus Brehab, you see her posters all around the cab. Before you go to cab, before you get something to eat, you see her face. Anything else you want to say to the listeners?
Well, I had 2 more platform
Go ahead.
initiatives.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. This is your time.
Well, the next one was the self-love series. I believe, like I touched on a little bit, is when I came to Lincoln University, I didn't have self-hate. I didn't deal with self-hate, but I didn't know my self-worth. So I just think that that's a topic that we don't talk about as women because we are so, convinced on, I'm flawless, I woke up like this. No, ladies, we have flaws. You didn't wake up like that, but it's okay because your imperfection is accepted, but you have to accept it first and be able to, speak on that. And, I was very insecure. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know what to love about myself. And so what I want to do is start the self-love series, which will be a 2-part series, spreading over both semesters. So starting the first semester and carrying on to the second semester, where we have guest speakers, where campus leadership can talk about their stories, because we all have a story. Everyone has a story of how they found themselves. Everyone does, or how they're finding themselves. So just being able to share that story, it's quite simple. So doing that self-love series and being in that communication with the ladies and letting them know it's okay if you don't know yourself. I was under the impression that everyone knew themselves and I was the only one that didn't. So I was like, I had to play catch up. But just being honest with those ladies, like, look, I'm struggling too, or I was struggling, and this is what helped me. And just having guest speakers, campus leadership. We have a lot of ladies here on campus, and a lot of times it's always the same ones. But it's like we have so many hidden jewels that have stories to tell. So finding those jewels and getting them to tell those stories and promoting self-worth, self-love, and just really knowing who you are and self-esteem. And finally, I have the Court of Royalty Scholarship of Excellence. Of course, we all know 80/20 is affecting everyone.
Yeah, it is.
And we all probably know someone who's been affected by it, or someone who went home because of that. So basically, and a lot of times, you see the scholarships and it's like, oh, I have to have this GPA and I have to do this, and that. This is a scholarship where the Court of Royalty, the woman of the Court of Royalty, would just be able to pinpoint one female on campus who just displays queenly characteristics, who just is like, you know what, and she doesn't have to be the one that's seen all the time or that's in this and that, but just someone who we think, we have Women of the Year, but this is, someone that we will pick out that, you know, she's an upcoming leader on campus, and, you know, don't sleep on her, but, you know, she's coming. So, helping to assist with the 80-20 in that, and also promoting, you know, queenship.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Honestly, that'll help a whole lot of people out, and I wish that was something that was implemented while I was here.
As do I.
So how many scholarships would it be? Would it just be one scholarship or multiple scholarships?
Well, this would be based off of fundraising, different fundraising events that we will be doing during the semester. So say we do an event and it's like, oh, you know, come bring $1 or a canned good or something like that, just to, you know, fundraise, or just have a donation bucket out at each convocation or whatever it is. And depending on how much we raise, you know, I would hope that we can do multiple scholarships. But right now, I definitely want to focus on one. But, you know, we raise, you know, however many thousands of dollars or whatever it is, you know, we can.
The better.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
That would be good.
Well,
Also reaching out to the alumni and hoping that they would help with your fundraising as well.
And past Miss
Previous
Lincoln's,
ones,
past,
Yeah.
you know, Mr. Lincoln, Ziggy in her office has all the plaques of the Mr. and Mrs. from before. So reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'm starting a scholarship. Would you like to help specifically for a queen or a king on campus?
That'd be good.
got any more questions from Miss Briana while she's in there?
Oh no, she covered it very thoroughly.
Thoroughly, like, you know, well
Great.
said. Like, it was, man, I feel like we had a good interview with you.
Thank
You
you.
covered everything. We really didn't have to talk for real. You just took it away. You took it away. Was you comfortable?
I was. You know, you guys are. I wish that I was into, you know, more into stuff like this. But you guys are the. I love this.
I'm glad.
I
I'm
love
glad
to
you
talk.
actually stopped by to see how we, you know, we kick it here. This is home right here.
Yeah,
So,
it
you know,
feels like
you
home.
invited anytime. You know, anytime you would like to come back before the semester's out. But
Thank
you
you guys
know,
for having me.
no problem. Lincoln University, did you have it? You have Miss Briana McPherson. Vote for Miss Lincoln University. We have a break coming up. Talk about Miss Drea. I can't say Miss Drea because she didn't cover herself like a lady. Drea and Judge Joe Brown when we come back after the break.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
yo, we
And
just had
we
a
are
college
back.
talk.
This
We are
is the
back.
Lincoln Drive.
It is a Lincoln Drive. That was a little bump road we just got off.
It's alright. Smooth sailing here on out.
Oh man, y'all watch Love and Hip Hop? Is that the show? Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah.
Or
No,
That's what
Basketball
Yeah.
Wives
there
in
you go.
LA.
I see. You know, it's
I
too
don't
many.
watch Basketball Wives.
I literally just watched it before I came.
I'm serious, I don't watch none of that. I just watch ESPN. But yeah, Dre was fighting Sunday.
But I heard she deserved it though. I heard Sunday deserved it.
Did any of you guys see it?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
What's
it's
it
great.
Well, I saw bits and pieces of it, but basically, so I guess they were on a vacation somewhere. It was like all the ladies. I don't watch the show either. I just watched this because my student, it was like, oh, the fight. So I only saw the fight. So I have no background information. But basically, Drea was drunk, and I don't know if there's previous beef between her and Sunday. I have no
I
idea.
think there is dealing with her child. Like they always bring her child up supposedly.
Drea's
and
child?
Everything. Drea's child.
Okay, so that makes sense because basically the fight, they were going back at it saying this and that, and I think Sunday said something about they don't even claim your child or something like that, and Drea hit her. They don't show the hit. They like muffled, like, you know, shake the camera. They don't show the hit, but her eye was black. Like it was black. I would have had to go home. Like I wouldn't. And she was just sitting there talking like, no.
Get me off this camera. Makeup.
Right.
It was black, you guys. Like it was
But
crazy.
you know what? Whenever somebody brings up someone's child, you don't bring up someone's
But
child.
Drea bring up
But
her Drea
parenting
brought up her
skills.
child too.
But I
Drea
think it
brought
was
up her
because
child.
of all that past stuff. Because
Maybe.
supposedly, what's the other one named? She's really old. She always gets into
Oh.
stuff.
Woo!
Oh, it finally cut on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
I
gonna
was
be a
little
funny
shocked.
video clip. Let's go.
Okay.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name.
Oh,
Yes, it's the
man,
really
that's
old
crazy.
one that
She's
always
so
tries
old.
to make
Justine or
herself
something like that?
something around that. But she always tries to make herself relevant in
Yes.
every single thing. So she keeps bringing up Drea's child, and that girl probably, you know, just said something else about her child too. So that's when Drea was just like, you know what? Well, your child X, Y, and Z.
Well,
So
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Drea get her child taken away from her from
Yeah.
leaving the kid
Yeah,
at
she
home
did.
or something like that?
It's like 3-4 years
but
ago.
then she ended up getting her child back again.
Okay, well that's why, I mean, everybody would talk about that and her parenting skills and her being a stripper and this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's another thing, because Sunday called her Miami, which was her stripper name, and that's when like she really got upset. Like she really got upset after that.
Oh, God.
She, you know, she is small. Dre is small, so a lot of people probably feel like they can talk to her any kind of way.
Sunday's actually smaller than her.
She is?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, this is what she said about it. She said, this Sunday girl, the way she talks about me in her interviews as if she had a real problem with me. So I just had to ask her in real life, what is wrong with you? Did I steal your boyfriend in high school? I couldn't have because you're like 40. She said, I wasn't born when you was in high school. So it's like arguing with a dummy. And, you know, people was blowing it up on Twitter, like, you know, did you blank Sunday eye? She said, laugh out loud, Miami did.
Oh.
Yeah, she was like, she said, blame Miami. She's ratchet and on our level.
Crazy.
She said, we don't see eye to eye. So, you know, I don't know what that means, but.
Cute.
That means it was her alter
That's
ego.
so funny.
Yo.
That's the same thing Chloe did, though.
Wow.
Chloe did the same thing when someone was coming for her too on Twitter. She was just like, "Oh, that wasn't me. That was whatever she calls herself, her alter ego."
Oh yeah, and she apologized for it.
Right, but she was like, "I'm sorry. That was my other side."
We all have the other side of
Yeah, I
it.
can agree.
No, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
They try to keep that hidden.
Mine's name is Charlotte.
I don't have a name. I don't have a
Yeah.
name.
Mine is crazy.
My
That's
friend's
it.
named
Like,
hers.
you friends?
My friend's named Charlotte. Her name is Charlotte Steele.
And they gave her a last name.
Okay,
Oh
too
man, we
official.
don't want to see Charlotte still nowhere. Like,
This university hasn't seen Charlotte Steele. Never will.
That's interesting.
That was high school.
Okay.
hey, you, that was funny. Yeah, Judge Joe Brown, released from jail. What is the judge doing in jail?
What is he doing?
Did he have a TV show?
Don't y'all I
Yes.
don't take the judges on TV seriously.
Oh no, you gotta respect my man,
Yeah,
Judge
Mathis,
Mathis.
right.
Yeah, you
I
got
think
don't do that.
Okay,
like,
yeah, but it's like,
Mathis don't play.
are they really like this, or is it staged for the TV, or is this reality television? Like, are they real? Are the
Yeah, you're
cases
right.
real? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they are though,
Well,
and the cases are supposedly real.
Okay.
I mean, that's
well,
what
look
they
at Judge
say.
Judy. She do a hell of an acting
I
job.
like them.
Like, but
I mean, I think they're real. I mean, I think some stuff is staged. Like when afterwards they show the camera, like, oh, how do you feel and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't think that media would cross the lines with like
Judge.
the law and stuff like that.
I would
I
not
hope
wanna
not.
air my business.
Right.
My lawsuit on TV. That's
I
not
wouldn't
me.
do that either.
Yeah.
People are ridiculous.
well, he was sentenced, you know, for 5 days because he had a fit inside a courtroom. Like he just started going like crazy. They said like on some Al Pacino type stuff. So they just like a juvenile court judge sentenced him to 5 days, and he came out of jail. You gotta hear the tape. He was just like snapping, and he was saying they jailed him because it's dirty politics because he's running for DA. So
Wow.
He wants to be district attorney.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
That is
crazy.
cool though.
yeah,
But
so
yeah, good luck
Dirty
now.
politics.
after coming from
After coming
come out
from
of jail,
jail,
like what?
yeah.
That don't look right. But you know.
But I mean, it was at least it wasn't anything, you know, crazy related while he was in jail. At least it was just like, oh, he was in the courtroom and you were just being out of control.
Snapping as normal.
Yeah.
Right.
He is a judge. Like he was a lawyer at the time, so
Wow.
I'm sure.
That's crazy. Should we bring in another one?
Yeah.
Bring it, go ahead.
Talk about
Okay,
this.
so yes, let's talk about this. So, speaking of another TV show, Scandal.
Oh.
So the star Columbus Short got caught in a scandal himself. Yeah.
Harrison.
Oh yes. So basically, what happened? Oh yeah. So he winded up being involved in a bar fight in L.A. that put another guy in the hospital with a broken nose.
Harrison the Buckeye Life?
Oh,
Apparently.
Something, y'all don't remember that?
I'm
Wow.
about to say I do remember both men.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in a grill in LA March 15th around 10:45 p.m. celebrating some couple's engagement. So he started arguing at the bar with another party goer, and the par got we're told that the guy pissed him off, like just basically really made Short mad. So I guess after that it was just downhill.
I guess Short had a high temper. But
Oh wait, I think the girl. So it's
Short-
reported that that the guy he got in a fight
Good
with.
one. Short
Thank
temper.
you.
Right.
What he
Clean up.
say? So the guy he got in a fight with said, "You might be richer than me, but I'll let my girls buy you. But I don't let my girls buy me everything I want, including your wife."
Don't talk
Wait, he
about
said that before
wifey.
he
Yeah.
got hit? Oh,
And that's
okay.
what led up to the punch in the
Yeah.
face
Well.
with the broken nose.
Rachomi, baby, get out my face. Oh,
Oh my
man.
God.
Rachomi, baby, but I don't know what's up with these these stars fighting. You know, they are human at the end of the day, so you don't
Right.
know what goes on when they go out. You know, I'm pretty sure people want that attention, so they're gonna try to start something with a celebrity so they can be known for certain things. I'm the guy that's known for trying to sue Kanye West, or you know, certain people like that. And speaking of Kanye, he just walked through they said a slammer of paparazzi recently,